Yeah. Hey, everybody! It's time! It's the newsletter! Here we are with the Inspired Choices Network news team. Here we go. I got to put on my news glasses.
Very official.
Got to put on the news glasses. So I am Christine McIver. I am the owner of Inspired Choices Network. And then we have Keisha Clark.
I'm a producer and a host of Inspired Choices Network. Woo-hoo!
Oh yeah, I'm a host too. And then we have the amazing, comparable Corinna Stoeffl. And Corinna, give us a wave.
Hi, I'm Corinna Stoeffl, and I'm a host on Inspired Choices Network, and my show is called Dancing Your Life.
Woohoo! So we're going to start dancing. We're going to be dancing.
Let's have a good time.
So today we have Corinna on because Corinna is actually our featured host this week. And we wanted to actually bring everybody live on and who will be actually sharing what they do on the network. So Corinna, tell us about what your show is all about and where you are and how long you've been on the network and anything else you want to share.
Okay. I've been close to 2 years on the network. I think I'm getting close to having my 100th show somewhere towards the end of this month. And my show is called Dancing Your Life, and it's alternating between English and German every other week. So I'm not doing the same show next week in the other language. I'm mixing it up a little bit, so it's not just a total copy
right.
of the previous week.
Right. So you've actually been on the network since July the 3rd, 2017.
Yep.
And to date, you have done 96 shows.
Yes, that's sort of towards the end of the month.
Yeah.
We're there.
You're getting there. Yeah, as we do the radio shows, like we're like, okay, I have no idea, but I just know I'm a radio show host. So I'm not sure. I've been on more than a month.
And I know today is my day and this is my time.
Please.
And everything schedules around that.
Just show up on that day and time. So Corinna, where do you live? You're originally from Germany. You live in the US now.
I live in Castle Rock, which is a little town south of Denver. Sort of a third between Denver and Colorado Springs.
Nice. And how long have you been in the US?
I came in 1980 for what was supposed to be 2 to 3 years with my then husband, who was a physicist. And with experiments, you never know how long they take. And it's the longest 2 to 3 years that I know.
No kidding. Oh my gosh. That's actually 39 years.
Yep.
So
beginning last month, it was 39 years. So
39 years. That was the year
my 40th year.
That was the year I graduated high school. So shh, I'm old. Not. Well, Corinna, tell us, what is your show about? What are you talking about on Dancing Your Life?
That's a good question. My aim is to provide tools to the listeners and also to invite them to look from a different perspective at life. And hopefully the two of them together give them more ease with life. We have so much bought into this is how life works.
Right.
Now, the question is that true or not? Or is that at least true for you or not? And so just being able to look from a different perspective, we can find out and we get invited to looking for ourselves, right, and seeing where we are, what is true for us or not, and then go from there. And what if you could create your life and your future with ease in a way that you would like to have it?
Nice. Yeah, and you have all sorts of different topics, and you've always got different guests coming on. It's awesome. It's a really cool variety. And now that you're doing it in German too, all the German-speaking people get to benefit from what you're bringing to the table too.
Yeah, and Because it's so pulling teeth to get the information out to the German-speaking people, because we're never at the same time with the time difference. I actually started a German-speaking Facebook group, and I plan on posting all the upcoming German-speaking segments in that group, and hopefully that is where more people are having access to and catch it.
Nice.
Listen to it afterwards.
Nice. Okay, so if you know somebody out there who's German speaking, or they have native tongue of German and maybe it would be interesting for them, do check out Corinna or send them Corinna's link from the network.
Yeah, and I can give you the name of the group.
Okay.
I'll translate it into English. It's Playground for Creation.
Playground for Creation. That's awesome. I love it.
For creation.
I have a question.
Yes.
For Corinna. I'm just curious. So I know that originally you did only English speaking shows, and then you switched up a little bit to add the German speaking shows. So I'm just curious to know, like, have you noticed anything, or has something kind of just become more present in your awareness once or now that you've been doing the shows in English and in German?
Not really. It was more that I was keeping myself away from doing it in German because of past experiences where I learned something in a certain language and then was not able to communicate with somebody in German about that. And so I thought, having learned about, life, access consciousness, everything that I'm doing in English, I wouldn't be able to. And what I had to find out, and maybe that answers your question, is actually I can. So
that does get even awesomer.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
A little bit stiff, but now it's mostly, I'm just having a slight dialect that lets me know that I'm relaxed enough to.
That's awesome. How does it get any better than that?
Yes.
Okay, let's jump over and see what else is happening on the newsletter this week. So we have got, of course, Corinna is our featured host for the week, and you can check out Corinna's last show. You just come right to the homepage and just hit play. So you can, of course, check out who's on at what time each and every day. You can just look through the schedule and enjoy all of that. Now, we have got this week streaming our TV show was with the wonderful Lucy Arruda. And Lucy is a stager. Oh my gosh. I had so much fun learning about Lucy and what goes into actually being a stager. So she works with individual homeowners as well as real estate agents, and she has a second business as well. So that was such a fun interview to learn all about that, and she just definitely is inspiring. She actually, it's very cool at the very beginning, she talks about her mother when she was very little used to not want to leave her at home alone because she was afraid she was going to come home and she's going to have the house all turned around. So it was definitely in her blood.
Really.
I love that title too, Setting the Stage for Transformation. That's a beautiful, I love that.
Yeah. So starting out our Monday, we have the SOAR Experience. Keisha, go ahead.
Yes, our host there is for the SOAR Experience is Lori Hawkins, and she actually has a guest this week, and I don't know that I'm going to do justice to the pronunciation, but I'll give it my best try. Chantel McGuffin, or McGuffin, depending on where you might be from. They are going to be talking about where there's a will, there is a way. And so they have a very business-focused show, the SOAR Experience is.
Yes.
And they cover all different kinds of topics having to do with business through community, through connection, through heart-centered entrepreneurship, and all different kinds of life topics that actually pertain to business. So it's fabulous. A great conversation that she has.
So that's the first show that kicks our week off at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our second is Junaline. Junaline's show is Joy Vulnerability Pizza. Really wild combination of a title, but it actually is so cool because she brings everything together. She loves pizza, all sorts of pizza, and she talks about all sorts of topics. And this week she's talking about choice creates awareness. Junaline is actually our host from Lebanon. Then we've got next up is
Yay!
Joy.
Love Miss Candace Mao. She does a fantastic job. She loves to just bring people on her show and have conversation about their joy, where they find their joy and how they bring joy into their life. So every Monday at, it's 12 noon Eastern. I'm in a different time zone, of course. So you can enjoy just a fun, candid conversation with Candace and her friend of the week, talking about something spectacular having to do with joy in your life and living. So definitely check out Miss Candace Mao with Everyday Joy.
And this week she's got Heartfelt Joy with Melissa Miller. So that will be a great show. What we've got coming up is our parenting show, BU Parenting with Mary Dravis Parrish. And she actually has a co-host, a colleague host on with her as her guest, Melissa Jelenic, and they're going to be talking about parenting tweens. Melissa has a tween. She's been a tween, so she's got lots of information about parenting with tweens, and I'm sure that's going to be a great show. We'll definitely want to follow up with that. Then we have
I love that.
Corinna,
you want to talk about your show?
Yes.
Yes, this is Armina is a horse conscious rider facilitator, and the amount that we can learn from horses is just absolutely fascinating, because horses are non-judgmental. They are absolutely willing to receive, and if your energy sucks, they just say, "I'm out of here."
So we're going to be able to learn about
If
that.
they love your energy, then they just come up to you and nuzzle with you. And if you work with them, they let you know what they would like.
That's cool.
And how much can we learn from that to become aware of what it is that we would like.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, so check that out at 2:00 Eastern Standard Time on Monday. We then get followed up with Financially Speaking, our financial expert on the network, Kathy Cook-Noble. She's going to be talking about financial terms and what do they mean. Now, when I first see these titles, oftentimes my go-to is like, oh my God, drone. But Kathy can make it so much fun. And Kathy is actually the author of a fabulous book called All Ladies Should Use the F Word, a guide to loving your finances. So she really is fabulous at talking about finances. So if you'd like to get over yourself and really get control of your finances, check Kathy out for sure. Mm-hmm. Then we have our host, Melissa Jelenic, and Melissa is going to be talking about costume time. Now, Melissa's show, The Pleasure Zone, is all about having pleasure with your bodies. And so she talks about having pleasure this week with costumes. How does it get any better than that? So you come prepared for an adult conversation. All right, we kick off Wednesday morning.
Wednesday, we have Elfie Joe bringing her magical music for the Musical Magic with Elfie Joe show. And this week, she is going to be doing an English show, and her topic is play. Now, Elfie is another one of our international hosts. She actually lives in China, and she speaks 7 languages, and she shares her show in 3 of those 7 languages. So she alternates between English, Chinese, and Dutch versions of her show. So just because Elfie loves to be different.
But you know, I think she speaks a 4th language that we can all understand, which is music.
Music, yes, that's true. So we could say 8 languages. She is herself a concert clarinetist. I'm probably not saying that technically correctly. And she also teaches classes to kids where she is in China. And she does amazing work in everything that she does, and her shows are always a lot of fun, bringing that element of musical reference and musical joy into creating our life as well. So, Musical Magic.
Very, very cool. Then we have Sherri Elliott Yuri. Sherri Elliott Yuri does Sharing with Sharon. This week, she's going to be talking about top issues that keep employers up at night. Now, Sherri, like myself, is a former HR professional. We often say in the HR world that we only hear from people when they're complaining. So I can tell you that she will probably have this chocked full of topics, and she can absolutely be bringing, I know she'll be bringing lots of possibilities to change that for all employers. And you don't have to have a large amount of employees for this topic to actually apply to you. So definitely, if you're in your own business, check this out. Sherri definitely knows what she's talking about. And Sherri's also an author. Her book, Crack the Millennial Code, fabulous book. There's actually 3 in the series. I have the first one and I'm blown away. Absolutely blown away. Being an HR professional, I thought, okay, it'll be good. No, it's great. You got to check it out. It really is a fabulous book. Then we've got our resident crazy ladies, Megan and Suzanne.
Yay! We have love, life, and all things weird. Megan and Suzanne bring that in bucketfuls and then some every week with their fabulous show. And this week they are talking about, are you a creatrix? There's no topic they won't play with, and there's nowhere they won't go. And we love getting to play with Megan and Suzanne and their altogether interesting take on life, and that's hence where the show came from, love, life, and all things weird. So definitely check out Megan and Suzanne's show. They've been doing a fabulous series around tapping different energies, and this week with Are You a Creatrix will not be a disappointment. So come on and play.
Yeah, it'll certainly be a follow-up. Then we have our marketing guru, Lindy Chafin-Start. Lindy this week is talking about business goals, customized websites, how they work and why they convert. Hello, anyone wonder if you're getting the conversion you're looking for on your website? Lindy brings years of expertise. She really is phenomenal at this. So you definitely want to check that out if you're looking to grow your business.
What I love about Lindy and with Lindy is that she really puts it into everyday, understandable, digestible terms. It does not have to be complicated, and she can give you some very quick and easy tips for every level of business owner that you can apply right away and start playing with, and it will absolutely bring change for your business. So check Miss Lindy out. She is our marketing maven.
And our next host is amazing. Our next host is our own Keisha Clark. Keisha's going to be talking about passion traps and purposeful pitfalls. Okay.
Purpose pitfalls.
I'm glad I didn't have something in my mouth. That's a tongue twister. And I'm sure that you're going to be taking us deep into this.
Yes.
How we can get trapped.
Yes, yes. It's a popular method, the whole passion and purpose thing. And for some of us, that method really does not work well at all. So if you are one of the folks who has given it your best college try with passion and purpose for your life and living, join us for this conversation. We're actually going to play with some very different perspectives and different ways to do creation that have nothing to do with passion or purpose and still have a whole lot of fun.
Awesome. So. I'm looking forward to that. Following up, we have our Luscious Leadership with Dana
beautiful.
Lewis. Dana has fabulous guests on her show, and this week, Your Body as Your Home series. That one, what is that going to be about? I'm looking forward to that one. So she has a guest, Lindsay Bailey. And they're going to be talking about bodies big time, I'm sure. This will be very, very interesting. Dana has dove into so many different topics, as do many of our hosts, and she often brings on guests and they talk about things that you would maybe not think to talk about, and yet they create so, so much more. Then we have moi.
Look who it is.
So this week I'm going to be talking about what's your focus in your business. I oftentimes do shows about business, and I'm just really curious as to what I'm seeing out there. I'm wondering where people's focus are. So I'm going to be challenging you. I'm going to be poking you, and I may even step up to the pulpit and really bring it. So, you know, oftentimes I feel like I'm an Irish priest. I'm Irish, and I definitely had an uncle who was a priest, so I often find like, uh-oh.
Now, Christine, when you're not being an owner, producer, show host, coach of magnitude, I would love for you to share with folks one of your monikers. About, it starts with an H. I love that you adopted this moniker.
Oh, holographist coach.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a holographist coach, and it has evolved over time. Life coach, business coach, possibilities coach, holographist coach. We're always talking about moving into our future or creating our future, and I'm like, no, it's your future is right now. And so what I do when I work with individuals, and whether I'm one-on-one, in a group, in a business, or even on the radio, I'm like, okay, it's right here, right now. Let's step into it. Let's step into it and let's be in it so we can have it now. Stop. As long as you're always looking in the future, it's always going to be out there. So we talk about it right here, right now. Thank you, Keisha.
Very cool.
I often forget about it because I just, you just be it.
Well, thankfully, you have a link right there on that show event page. So folks can click on that at any time, day or night, and find out more.
That's right. Good thing you're on my team. All right, this is our Friday lineup.
Yay! And we kick it off with the beautiful Laurence Sevigamy. She is one of our she is our host who lives in France and actually does her show in French and English. So she alternates each week French and English. And I cannot even read the title correctly. Do you have any idea? Because I don't want to totally obliterate it. And she has a beautiful guest, which it sounds like we would say Vanessa, but Vanessa Thibault. And this show is called, the name of her show, Laurence's show, is Exponentialize Beyond Limitations. So it's all about things to do with going beyond where you have a limitation, which I think you might be picking up a theme on this network.
The English translation is Births in Consciousness.
I love that. Oh my gosh. See, I knew it was something gorgeous. So thank you for translating that.
Yeah, no problem. So she does alternate between English and French each week as well. So we are so blessed on this network to serve so many languages. And I wonder who else's languages are asking to come for us.
Yes.
Following Laurence, we have Dr. Deborah Unipan. Dr. Deborah is going to be talking about who's controlling your life, your soul or others. Dr. Deborah is a straight shooter. She calls it like she sees it. She does not hold back. Her show is Awakening with Angels. She has a capacity to speak with angels, and they come through her, and she talks really fast. They deliver a lot of information, and I'm often like, slow down, Deborah. We got to hear everything. We got to unpack it. But she is phenomenal. I'm sure that this show will not disappoint as well.
And she does not do frou-frou angels, folks. So if you've never listened to Dr. Deborah, definitely check her out. It's not about frou-frou and la-la. She's very pragmatic, very down to earth, or relatively speaking.
Exactly.
She has a very different approach. So
exactly. And guess what?
Yay!
Today, we are actually taping this recording on May the 4th. And today is Lisa Bennett's. Today is her birthday. So happy birthday, Lisa.
Happy birthday, Lisa.
So Lisa's show this week is What Percentage Are You Living Within Your Space? Lisa is a space whisperer, and she, much like Lucy Arruda, how Lucy was moving things, Lisa was connecting with items in her very, very young childhood, and she is phenomenal what she can tap into. Listening to her show this past week, it was fantastic. This woman, it was great. So she had someone in the chat room, which everybody can join in the chat room and converse if you can't call in. And this woman, she said she had started doing renovations, and then the money ran out, and then it all stopped. And Lisa's like, she said, did a relationship just end? Like, out of the blue, Lisa says this, right? And the woman's like, yes. She said, was it his choice to leave? Yes. It was phenomenal. And that was just the first 2 minutes of the show. So Lisa absolutely can tap into things going on, whether you say them or not. So then bringing our shows home on the week, at the end of the week, is Dr. Andy Harper.
Yay! Dr. Andy's show is Dr. Andy's World, and she is our resident animal whisperer. We have quite a few whisperers on this network. I love that. They also talk out loud, however, for their shows. And
for radio, you can't whisper. We need
right?
you. We need some volume.
And her show topic this week is It's Tire Time. And she was sharing on her show this last week that she will not be talking about tires for the whole show. This is actually referring to having to do with how much we let our animals kind of be the reference of the margin of reference for who we choose to like or not like. And so it's a funny story about one of her dogs who has a little tire, and that's part of what inspired this topic. So so that's what she's going to be talking about this week.
That's very, very cool. So, some of the things that we would love for you to pay attention to is the chat room. Absolutely come join us in the chat room. You just click on the chat room bar and you can jump in. You just put your name in. You can put in a fake name. I oftentimes when I'm putting in a fake name and the hosts know I'm coming in, it's Bob. So Bob's in here. And you can be communicating back and forth with our hosts, and you will, what our producers are doing, Keisha, Melitza, and myself, is we're capturing quotes that our hosts say. So it really pops out to you as well, and you can communicate with us, as well as our archives. We have over 4,000 archives. These are our current radio shows, but if you click on the archives page, you can go in there and you just scroll down, and you can search by show topic, you can search by months, you can search by the last through radio shows here, or you can just put in a title. Up here, you could put in anything. You could put in, what's a word? Corinna, give me a word. Let's see what comes up.
Alignment. You know where that came from?
And so we have a bunch of hosts. Dr. Beth Goldman, she had done a show called Golden Alignment. So there's going to be a lot of hers. We've got Tracy Trimble, Soul Healing. She did the language of alignment. So you can see, you can go in here and you can search any topic that's coming up for you. We also have the TV shows page. We also have magazine. We have articles every week that you can come in and listen. And so that's it for the newsletter for the Inspired Choices Network. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Corinna. We really appreciate everything you create in the world, and most especially what you bring to the network is phenomenal. So thank you, everyone. Have a fabulous week, and we'll see you or hear you on the radio. Bye for now.
Be inspired.